Got it.
Yo,
Man.
yo, welcome to the show. No Laces. It's your boy Antonio Lamar, right back at it with Sean and my boy Marcus. What's
What's
going
up?
on? We back. Man, let me hear from the king real quick, Sean.
Right on.
Big Eight Conference. For the last 14 years, we win today. We've won 11 Big Eight Conference championships. Everybody reading the Southwest Conference, they talk about Texas in the last 10, 12 years has won 2 Southwest Conference. Houston 3. A&M finally won them 1 in 18 years. People don't know what it is to be champions. Oklahoma invented it.
Ended it. Nah,
Yes, sir.
7 in a
guess
row, ladies and gentlemen.
hey, I guess we can start off with a little preview from last week, man. Go over that almost debacle that that almost near collapse. But yeah, man.
Man, that would have been tragic if we had lost that game. It was set up for them to go ahead and do it. And it would have been a special moment for Tulane, I'm sure. But that would have been, wow, it would have been some hurt souls around here,
Oh
man.
man.
Heads would have been exploding.
But you know
Sky would
what?
have been falling.
The crazy thing about college football is, though, let's say Tulane goes off and rips off 10 in a row. Then all of a sudden that game don't look so bad.
Yeah, but what if they only win 5?
Yep, that's what makes it look worse.
But I mean, hey man, first game, OU has done this historically from Barry Switzer, Bob Stoops. This has happened to all of them,
Yep.
where they just start sipping the sauce, man. Start sipping that sauce.
Do you think they sipped too much of their own Kool-Aid and just were too high on themselves and didn't and weren't prepared, or what do you think the deal was?
A combination. Sipping the sauce, thinking that they finna just come in and lay down because they adore me. Combination of all of that, and then just thinking that they the hot stuff. And they was up, what, 24 points, 23 points? And
Yeah,
then
man. It
just
was
thinking
up a
the
lot.
game was over with.
I've heard a lot of different excuses about the game, and
But
that's one thing that kind of went unnoticed, or not unnoticed but unmentioned, is the fact that the kids were probably really hyped up about going to play on the road. You know what I mean? First game of the season, we're going on the road. Take the show on the road. Then all of a sudden, you're not traveling. You playing at home. So naturally, there's a little more to get into when you're at home. Not to say that they broke curfew and nothing like that. You know what I mean? I'm sure they was all doing their job. But I'm just saying, we know how it is at being at the house when you're playing a game versus being on the road. So a few more distractions at home.
I mean, but either way, it was just like it was just a bad look that you don't expect for a team that got the goals that they had.
Right.
Like championship team, you supposed to come out, take every game serious, and smash through everybody. Like they ain't got that mentality. We already know it right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, you might as well buckle up your belts, tighten them up. This is gonna be a long, bumpy one.
It's gonna be a long, bumpy ride as usual. Sean Stapleton, what up? Garcia, what's up, my boy? Uh, Sean Stapleton say we got to get back to that championship standard because man, last weekend was horrible. Yes, it was, Sean. They got to go out there, get curb stomped by somebody, and make it look worse. Okay. Yo, what's up, Snathan? The Snathan. Nah, I just want to say what's up to y'all in the Chizat so far. It's going down, man.
Hey, before you leave the chat,
Uh-huh.
Sean also said that man, it sure seems like OU is a lazy program. You care to dive into that a little deeper, Sean? What's your thinking on that?
Probably just how the starts and things like probably how we played. Maybe I don't know exactly what he's talking about, but they did get laxed second half.
Yep.
It seems like so. And maybe that was just dude they thought it was over, thought they had their foot on their neck, but you really got to put your foot on the team's neck and close it out, man. Especially when you get 2 turnovers and only get 6 out of it. I mean, come on now.
Man, that was the prime opportunity to put them away early.
Right. It really was.
But as far as defense probably like never really got in a rhythm because they was switch. I hate to even say that because I don't want to make it an excuse, but because they were switching so many people. But if you only playing like one series, you play one series, then you're not playing till 2 or 3 other series. That will kind of get you out of your.
Yeah.
You never really get into the flow of it. Like it could happen, but the mass substitutions I think had a thing to do with some of the way they was playing.
Yeah, and I'm sure with it being first game of the season, a lot of those substitutions will probably be cut back as we get deeper into the schedule. I think they were trying to see who's going to bring it and give everybody an opportunity to prove themselves on the field. I think you said the number was 31.
Yeah.
As far as the guys and that's just on the defensive side of the ball.
Yep.
I would think that probably is going to get eventually you'll get that down to about 20 or so of solid, really good pieces rotating. You got 11 on the field with 9 subs. I think that's a pretty good rotation.
Yep. And I mean, like, I guess you could say, even though I don't even want to even get into the habit of saying, like, when they had to get a stop, they got to stop because we were saying that, and they was going to the championship and then getting the brakes beat off of them when they get to the playoffs. So, like, hey, man, it's wait and see because all the stuff that we was really hype about. I mean, Isaiah Thomas looked good. Nick Benito looked good.
To me,
Perrion.
Oh yeah, D-line was looking nice.
The D-line was the bright side of everything, in my opinion, and that was a good thing, a good feeling because in the latter years we hadn't had a whole lot of pressure coming from the front 4 or front 3. I know Stoops was bringing 3 a lot of the times, and we just weren't getting a lot of pressure. But to see those guys flying around and getting penetration, forcing the quarterback to get rid of the ball early and quick, I thought that was a good sign from the big boys up front.
Yeah. Sean said the team is lacking leadership. That could be true.
Yeah.
That could be very true. And it kind of seems that way sometimes. I mean, they do need like a strong veteran vocal leader, but as far as offensive wise, who would that be?
I don't see it.
I don't either. That's what I'm saying.
Offensively, it would have to be Kennedy. I would think he's got the most tenure and the most experience in the program.
Yeah, you
either get that or the quarterback, but I just don't. Yeah, I just don't see that leadership quite like that out of Rattler, man. I like him. He's a good player, but I don't know how much I would like that guy on a personal level just by hearing the way he talk and stuff. Just not trying to throw no shade. I like him, like I said. But yeah. Seemed like a good kid. But not like one of my type guys.
I hear you. I hear you, man.
Marquise Hayes is a good pick too. Shout out to Is Blake in the chat for mentioning that one. Marquise
Blake.
Hayes. Yeah, that would be a good one. I think defensively, didn't they name Caleb Kelly a captain?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's Caleb Kelly, Spencer Rattler. And there's 2 more I can't think of them.
I mean, Caleb Kelly been there 8 years. I mean, should be a captain. Nah, he looked all right though. In that first game, I like the way he looked out there. That was good to see.
Good to see him on the field having fun, man.
Mm-hmm.
That kid been through a lot. His tenure has almost been right there along the likes of Rodney Anderson. as far as the injuries or whatnot.
Right.
Yeah.
Been a tough go for the man.
Yeah.
But moving to this week, Joe said, he said we got some recruits coming in. We got any top, just
We got 5 guys that is already commit. Well, let me see. 3 guys that's committed: Jacob Sexton, Pancake Hunter, Jason Llewellyn, and then Gabriel Brownlow Dindy, the kid out of Lakeland, Florida, the defensive lineman that's down to OU and A&M. They're all coming in on their officials. And then you have a big list of 22 and 23 kids coming in on unofficials: Malachi, Makai, the kids out of Los Amos, the wide receiver and quarterback that's already committed. Then another wide receiver from their school, DeAndre Moore. He's coming. Davon Campbell, Caden Green, Luke Hayes, the Bigsby commit, Braxton Myers, Robert Spears Jennings, the Broken Arrow commit, Anthony Hill, Kobe McKenzie, OU commit, and Jaden Rowe at a Tulsa Union commit. Will all be on their unofficials.
I got a lot of kids coming in. So
yeah, it's gonna be a busy weekend.
Yeah.
It's a good weekend to do it, I guess, playing Western Carolina.
Should put up some numbers, make it
hopefully.
Hey, man, we was expecting the same thing for Tulane.
Yeah, that's true. Well, they put up 40, but it's just the defense gave up 35.
Yeah, I think that was
with a little help from the offense.
I think that was the more disappointing thing. I don't now while Spencer did have a bad, well, he didn't play up to his capabilities, I'll put it that way. I think the bigger disappointment was the defense giving up more points, because we've all drank the Kool-Aid about the defense and how good they're supposed to be.
Hey, listen, don't
kind of skeptical.
Don't skim over the fact that we only scored 3 points in the second half.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was incredible. Has Lincoln Riley Evans just scored 3 points in a half?
We just seen it.
No, I mean, other than that.
What was the game where we scored like 23 points last year?
Is that Iowa State?
Yeah. Yep.
But even then, I think they did score 3.5, didn't they? They might have. I think it was 10, maybe. But
yeah. Well, I think they kind of split it up, honestly. Like 14 and then 14 or something like, or 9 or something like that. So yeah, it was more than.
And that was just crazy. And Blue Diamond Gym in the chat, it said OU lack of running game will keep them from a chip this year. Hey man, listen. We were just talking about that before the show.
Had that conversation, man. I think that's the key to improvement on this week's game. We got to establish the run game early.
Yeah, we do.
And I don't think it's because they can't. I just thinking that they not choosing not to. You know what I mean? Like he probably trying to play the game of trying to give him the ball, but trying to keep him healthy. But instead of just you gotta rock how you rock.
I think that's part of it, Dark, but I also believe that we have so much talent in the wide receiver room and so many kids that came in ready to play ball. I think you kind of got to put the ball in their hands, or at least try to, or show them that you're, trying to get them the ball, or trying to get all these guys on the field. Because
I got you on that, but hey, man, listen, when Baker Mayfield and them was unstoppable, they could run the ball, and they ran the ball first.
Right. Absolutely.
To set up that pass. Because that play action was retarded. Yeah. It was retarded. And then the counter, nobody's even respecting the counter like that no more. Like that, they just crashing down, not even respecting the quarterback. That's another problem.
I think some of that is because of the athleticism of Spencer Rattler. I don't think he is as athletic as. Well, I know for me, personally, he don't meet the expectations I had for him as far as the athleticism. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, I think he can run about as good as Baker. He ain't
I
no
don't
Kyler
think so.
Murray or Jalen,
I don't think he's.
but I think he
Baker.
could run as good as Baker.
I think I know what
Baker
you're
just
saying.
got that dog though.
But
Baker's a different type of
Baker's
animal. That's a
Baker
different
has
type of.
some serious scrambling ability though.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He was more, I think, a little more creative with his running, should I say? But I know what you're saying. It's like it ain't like Baker was that much faster than
Right.
Spencer
Like,
Rattler
if you put
or
him in a
something.
foot race, it would be close, but still, like, as far as being elusive and being able to get away from the defense, he doesn't have that. That's not his best trait, I'll say.
I mean, he's not a statue, but
right, he's not a statue, but it's not his best trait.
Yeah.
We want him to be a pocket passer. And if
Like-
he has to get outside the pocket, then so be it.
like even in that little short run, Caleb Williams, you could just see he's a better runner.
Right. From the 1 yard line.
From the 1 yard line, you can tell.
see that.
He's just like, oh, okay.
And
I see why
it's
they
a
put
lot
him
of
in.
people, a lot of people were saying, why did they bring Caleb in for one play? Spencer could have did that. No, you don't want Spencer trying to get a quarterback sneak.
Did you see Spencer? When he tried to do that little quarterback jump over the line, man.
That wasn't very amusing at all.
Boy got smacked.
Boy, that was like, what? Why did you wait? What did you? Yeah, that throw the ball, play action, roll out, throw the ball, or keep it and run to the corner. Like that's type of.
Offensively, though, man, I do think that's the key to well, not even necessarily the key to this next game, but that's what I would like to see him focus on improving more is getting that run game established early, so it will open up the passing game,
Right.
and maybe Spencer don't have to make as hard of throws. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily that the throws he had were hard last week. It's just the run game will take some of that pressure off of him.
It'll open up more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But we'll see. They just gotta, man. Overall, man, they just gotta execute overallly better, man. That's just plain and simple. Execute them all, as Chip Kelly would say.
Defensively, how did y'all feel about the secondary? And did it seem like at all that they, in some situations, didn't know their assignment or was confused on their assignment and out of position?
Defense?
For the secondary.
Secondary? I mean,
specifically.
Some of those I couldn't tell if some of them was obviously that looked like blown assignments, but
yeah,
some of them I couldn't tell if it was linebacker responsibility or one of them. I mean, I don't know, man. Oh no, I ain't gonna lie, I was getting frustrated. watching it, especially second half.
Like the running back in the flats on the goal line. I can tell you that was the linebacker running into like the safety in the corner because they had a tight end. They had double tight or something like that.
When they went with the jet motion.
Yeah.
That was just a greatly designed play. Some
man,
plays are gonna be drawn up like that though.
They lined up wrong. When you get the formation like that, y'all are all supposed to be on different levels, and they probably know this. This is probably why Grinch's hair is so short. Because they supposed to be on different levels, so they do not run into each other.
Right.
So when they ran double slants, and the corner and the safety had to crash down, Deshaun White ran right into one of them. I can't remember which one it was, and that's the reason why running back wide open, high step into the end zone.
Yeah, there wasn't a chance that we was gonna stop him.
And that happened twice. Well, actually 3 times because of the 2-point conversion. But they just like line up wrong, and I bet you that's something that they did in practice, and they worked on it, and they lightweight blew the kid up in practice. But you get in the game, y'all think y'all lined up right, y'all hurrying up, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, man. But hold up.
But you can't be having that. Get that stuff out of the way now, clean that up now, so you won't have that in the future.
Yeah, no doubt.
But maybe if it's little stuff like that, then it's like, okay, that's correctable, and that's something that they very easy should be able to correct and tighten up on. Little stuff like that. Hopefully, it's nothing bigger than little stuff like that, because we can't see the whole, like the coaches tape, to where we see how everybody's moving and actually what coverage they actually in, to where see who the bust is on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they should clean that up. Clean that right on up.
Did it seem to be a problem in was it what coverage were they in right there, Dark? Did you dive that deep into it to check out the coverage that they were in those situations? Because it seemed like it might have been a cornerback retreating.
It was man.
They were in man?
Yeah, that's man coverage. Because you already have your man. Linebacker got back out to the backfield.
But nobody went with the jet. Did they just bump him over, do a switch?
Like the play that you talk about, that's the corner, but that's just failure to adjust correctly with the jet sweep. Yeah, you're right. Everybody bump out. You bump out. But like the one that I was talking about, it wasn't a jet motion. It was just like a double tight, and they ran a slant and then the back out the backfield. And it's basically like a little pick play.
Right. Which, in all honesty, man coverage ain't the best to be in that situation, but that's why you're at those levels so you don't get picked.
Yeah.
You got to tighten up.
But then you can still get beat like that in zone, because one person could have their eyes inside and man still get out there, get the ball out there quick. Yeah, outrun them. It's a touchdown just like it was. But it's all correctable stuff and stuff that they didn't like. Grant said in his interview this week it was all, a lot of it was stuff that they did go over in practice and they would just have him bust. And he was taking blame for it. Like, that's on coaches for them not being prepared or not being, I guess, in the right spot or doing the right thing, even though they did do it in practice.
I commend the staff for wanting to take that, but at the same time, we got to let these kids grow up, man, and own the responsibility of not showing up.
Yeah, but that's a college coach. That's what you're supposed to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I said, I commend the coaches for, taking that. You know what I mean? But some of that's got to be, we got to, as players, you got to take some of that responsibility.
Yo, OU 7 Nats, Sean Stapleton. I see y'all going back and forth about Spencer Rattler in the chat, talking about, his footwork. And I was mentioning that before the show as well. And you're saying how a lot of scouts saying that he throw off the back foot a lot. He does. I think he relies on his arm too much. Front legs too straight sometimes, throwing the ball high. But OU 7 Nats is right. I just saw another mock draft right before the show. Got him going number 1 to Houston. So, I mean, in the NFL, they are ready for him. You know what I'm saying? But he does have things he needs to clean up, and he got to quit worrying about all this Heisman stuff, if he is, and all that type of stuff, and just play ball. I mean, the kid only had 9 incompletions. 2 of them was interceptions. 7 of them was bad throws. A couple more bad throws with even some of the completions was behind the receivers, blah, 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 stuff like that. But, man, he's going to be all right, and I think he's going to settle down. That's like last year. I remember he started off rough, but since that Texas game, he just took his game to another level. So hopefully we don't have to wait to the Texas game, and he don't have to get benched for that to happen. Because if he get benched with that boy behind him right now, I don't know.
It ain't that Mordecai.
Yeah.
It's Mordecai threw 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, last week. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Shout out.
Oh, Tanner, then went out there and got him 7. Let's see.
2 or 3 though, Grant.
Before we started, man, I've always heard, and I'm not sure how true it is. I'm definitely not a quarterback guy. I, know a little bit about the game, but not quarterback specifically. But I've always heard that mechanics cause those high throws, and like you were saying, something about that front foot. I don't know if they're putting too much weight on it or whatnot in their delivery when that happens. But that's to me, y'all think that's a sign to be worried that the last two times we've seen Spencer, he's missed with those high throws.
I mean, I think it's just something they got to work. He just got to constantly work on that, man. It's just something they got to get drilled into him, like repped into him. And he just got to work on it. But, at the end of the day, a lot of times, if you've been doing something a certain way, you know how it is. You revert right back to it as soon as you get in the game. Or, when things start moving fast, you start having, your old bad habits kind of come out.
Start
but
doing what you're used to, right?
Yeah, but kid has amazing arms. So he just got to work clean, make sure his mechanics is clean. And just focus on that. And I think he'll be okay.
Yeah.
I think he'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that decision on that first interception and stuff like that. I just don't want to see.
Yeah, that's where I think I said this before.
Or the questionable third.
Yes.
I think I said this before when we first started No Laces that he kind of gave me a little bit of Brett Favre vibes with the gunslinger mentality.
Where he think he can get it in there, or he think he can put it to any spot to where the dude can go get it. Yeah. And I like a little bit of that mentality, but I'd rather you be just smarter with the football. I mean, like if it's times where that has to be done, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's a crucial third and hey man, nobody else is open, but you got to try to get this somewhere. I mean, I get that, but not on second down or first down or whatever it was. Like, dude, come on,
second
chill.
play of the game. We're throwing it up.
Right.
And I think he'll be all right. Like I said, they'll clean that up. Hopefully, go just watch the tape and he'll realize, shoot, man, I can't do that. I mean, then this is 2-lane. So imagine you doing that against somebody else.
Doing that against Iowa State gets you beat.
Right. You can lose the game over a decision like that. So
hey, I'm laughing at Sean Stapleton in the chat. He said Rattler done said that Tulane was the hardest hitting team he has played. He said, boy, better get ready to be hit harder. Yeah, man.
Right.
If they hitting like that at Tulane, what you think Alabama's gonna do?
Hard
Clemson's and come on. Well, I mean, I understand giving the team their props and giving the sportsmanship, but you actually giving everybody else fuel to the fire.
Oh yeah, buddy. Because once somebody get back there, they gonna try to touch you. Yeah. Oh, they gonna try to touch him.
Man, Rattler just remember that play. He tried to jump over the top. That's all. Yeah, I bet that was the hardest hit he took. Over there. Man, he didn't even get to the top of his jump, I don't think. He got smacked.
Hey, man, listen. He jumped up there chest out.
Chest?
Hey, man.
Chest
Come on,
first.
bro.
Did he think he was like about to stick the ball over the line or something like that?
Yeah, it looked like that's what he wanted to do.
He didn't even get a chance.
Like the defense was right there. He never had the opportunity to extend his arm. So I think if he gets that opportunity, he's so close that the ball will cross. But that right there, I do commend him for making the smart move and not trying to force it and poke that ball out there because it could have easily been stripped away.
Hey, man, you see the way he got hit, man. Wasn't no raising that ball up. He got hit right in the face. It was like,
he got smacked, bro.
Oh, God, what was that?
So we, I mean, just kind of moving forward a little bit to next week or this weekend. Last week we didn't get to see Caleb throw. We thought we would. We didn't get to see my boys, Hudson and Knowles run the football.
Did not.
So hopefully they can get some burn this week. Hopefully we're in a good spot in the fourth quarter, up by like 40. Hopefully. And they could
and in all honesty, if we get to see Caleb throw this week, that could cause a debacle. That's gonna cause too much commotion on campus. The way
Yeah, well,
Spencer,
it'll be all
the
right
way
because
Spencer been playing.
nah, as long as Spencer come out there and play good, and he come in there in garbage time against the scrubs, and so we can always just blame it on that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They always just say, that was probably they had put some reserves in the game, and he come out there and look amazing, which I hope he does. And yeah, but if it's controversy, fine. Maybe that puts some fuel under Spencer. Or whatever it takes. I don't really give a damn who's starting quarterback is as long as they winning
As
and
long as we
throwing that
win the ball
football,
games.
man.
Right.
I mean, I like Spencer. I want him to succeed. I hope he is the first pick of the draft. But if he's not, so be it. Then it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's football. You know how it goes.
I mean, but it would take a lot for the Spencer to get benched. Like just because he didn't came out and went 4 for 4 and 100 yards and a touchdown or 2 touchdowns in third and fourth quarter or something like that. That ain't gonna be good enough to take over the starting spot. You know what I mean? So it'll be some stuff. We'd see it coming. Everybody would be able to see it coming.
I agree with you 100% on everything you just said, but I still think Caleb Williams comes in and plays well. Spencer has another game like he did, which wasn't terrible. But let's just say Caleb looks a little better, and the media's gonna eat that up. And now you got a frenzy going on. Now you got disturbance in your locker room and all that type of crap. You know what I mean?
Well, if they allow that to happen, you know what I'm saying?
True.
Yeah.
So,
and
Wesley
then if that's the
Sloan,
case, it would probably be already then started being divided because he balling out in practice.
that's true too. But yeah, Weston, unfortunately, I will not be at the game Saturday. Got some stuff to do. I will be watching the game though. But you going? You going to the game, Weston? He said, if I see Sean said, if I see a couple turnovers against Western Carolina or Nebraska, he may get benched. Hey, man, hey, you do now. We'll tell you this. He come out here again and
I don't
just
know
play mediocre against Western Carolina. I mean,
I don't know how much more are you supposed to sit back and watch as the head coach.
But again,
that would be a lot though. Like you throw 2 picks against Western Carolina and then 2 picks against Nebraska.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry. Like even though that you'd be like, oh well, it's only 2 picks. That's 2 picks each game, bro, and all been terrible decisions. Like, and it kind of depends on the picks too. Like if it's a tip balls and stuff, like okay, you can kind of let that pass. But if it's triple coverage or straight to a dude over a dude's head,
yeah, you can't rely on the numbers so much on that because going back and looking at Spencer Rattler's last game, the team's last game, he was 30 for 39 and everybody's going crazy. The kid missed 9 passes. You know what I mean? He completed 30, but with that being said, if you're gonna look at just the numbers, you don't see the balls that he put behind kids. You know what I'm saying? That he missed high on, and the receiver had to jump up and go get it and probably could have scored on. So
yeah,
it's not always about the numbers.
I mean, because you could call him like a J.R. Smith. Like after he went 14 for 14, he was horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like he was hiding and then he got cold. I mean, cold.
Yeah, JR is one of those guys. When he's cooking, but when he's not, he is done. Put a fork in him.
Man, Mike can win with him. Just can't play him that much.
What's up, Weston? Well, West is gonna be on row 14 above the Sooner Schooner. But nah, man, it's gonna be. I mean, hopefully, like I said, hopefully they do their thing, knock these boys off, and we move on. Gotta get the W.
That was two things that I wanted to see the improvement on was the secondary and establishing the run game early. What else y'all think we should be looking at, or what should we expect?
You know, the problem is to be honest. I mean, they go out here with 62-3, and we just gonna say they was playing Western Carolina. We really can't tell much.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's basically what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
let's just hope that happens, and not like, oh, they won 35-28 or 35-24, and it's looking. You know what I mean? That's what I don't want.
Treat them
I
like a
need-
directional school.
For real, the defense, man. Don't even give up. They don't even give up more than one touchdown type stuff.
I mean, we got a good D line.
Like
Man, we got some
defense.
okay linebackers. Some okay. Like, it was a few bright spots. Like, I seen, it's like, it's some glimpses of hope, but then it's like, is this back to what we've been looking at? But it's just one game. But then you got to go back to this is just one game.
And you also have to go back to 31 guys rotated.
That's another. I mean, they gotta get it down to who's the best players is. And
Yeah.
they got to get more reps.
That's not going to happen.
And I know they like to do their little rotating thing, but they got to narrow it down at some point, man. Here pretty quick.
When you look, when, if I'm not mistaken, has Justin Broyles been on any depth chart that has been released? In the one outside of, has he been in the 1 or 2 spot in any depth chart? I don't think so.
No.
And we go out there in second series, Justin Broyles is already in the game. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he job Arsenal. That's okay.
no, I'm not. What
No,
I'm saying is
I'm
they
just
played
playing.
a lot of people that probably, I don't know, in some instances weren't expected to play. I don't know what the deal was, but the rotation was deep. Long story short, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a lot
Why
of
you
movement.
gotta call out JB?
Well, but
Yeah.
that's because I remember him
Right.
specifically being on the
But
field.
why
It
you
wasn't
why you
a.
gotta be? Why you gotta
Let's
be
get that
JB,
understood. It was not a shot at the kid. by no means. I apologize if it came off as that. That is not what that was.
Nah, no, man. Just messing around.
Come on, man.
Nah, yeah, they got to and just show up, man. Look like you're supposed to look this week. Please, team, just do the thing.
Okay, guys, I got a few notes on Western Carolina. They
Well-
quarterback, Rogan Wells. He'll get a ball away, and they like to throw it. TJ Jones is probably their best player or offensive weapon. He had 146 total yards with 2 touchdowns. So he
Mhm.
scored all 8 touchdowns, basically.
Nice one.
And Kenny Benjamin, no, not Kenny Benjamin. Raphael Williams is their go-to wide receiver. He had 8 catches for 122 yards. So, hey, man, if TJ Jones and Raphael Williams is going off, man, yeah, it's going to be another long day.
Mm.
But they kind of balance, but they throw more than they do run.
Which could play in our favor. Not that we did anything wrong in the run game, but I think we're going to bring a lot of pressure. I think that D-line to get after the quarterback a little bit. So if they want to drop back and throw it, be my guess. I think that, you know, the more opportunities we get to pin our ears back and just go play football and try to just be aggressive, that fits our strong suit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it may give the wide receivers a little test. I mean, the corners, I'm sorry.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think he'll have time enough. I mean, there will be occasions, but I don't think he'll have time enough to dissect us like that. You know what I mean? But we will get a chance to see who can really cover man up out here.
All right. Yeah. That's pretty much all the notes on West Carolina.
Yeah. That's a little bit it.
That is about it for those guys. No, but let's just hope they do what they do. You know,
boys to execute.
I ain't gonna give up on boys, so We'll be here. So might as well keep some faith. Hope they can turn it. Well, hope they look better. I mean, they won the game. At the end of the day, blah, blah, blah. That's all that matters. But, gotta look better than that, though. Defensively, cannot give up that many points. And that's just
Got a
it.
question from Sean Stapleton in the chat.
What do you do?
He said, how did y'all feel about the wide receiver play? I felt it was solid.
Yeah, for the positions that they was put in, a lot of the times they got put in some tough situations. Sometimes Jaden Hazelwood looked good.
I didn't see a lot
Mims
of drops or nothing, did I?
No, I mean,
anybody have a drop?
Mike Woods had a drop, he got rocked, and Mims had a drop and he got rocked. Like, yeah. They was put in some tough situations, but Mike Woods looked good. Hazelwood looked good. Mario looked great. Yeah. I mean, even Darby looked good.
Yeah, Darby looked all right.
And again, keep in mind that that receiving core took a hit. Was down at least two receivers, right? With Drake was out and Weiss, who was also out for 6 weeks. So
Drake, where's Drake been?
Drake was on COVID protocol, if I'm not mistaken.
I haven't seen the kid.
Yeah.
He was out due to COVID protocol, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think I read something like that.
Yeah. But that about wrap it up, man. I got to get off here and go handle some business. But if you're listening now or in the future listening, don't forget to hit that like button. Go on over and hit that subscribe button if you have it. Don't cost you nothing. And we'll be back after the game next week for sure. And that's about it.
Hang half 100 on them, man.
Got to do that. All right, y'all.